Let me go ahead and give you a little warning now if it wasn't already obvious from the actual length of this video, but strap on in because this is going to be a lot to take in. Hello, my good friends. This is Chaos Angel here, also known as Lord of Omni, and after many hours of just consuming the very thing that is Final Fantasy VII Remake's demo, I finally have pretty much all that I need to give my thoughts on exactly how I feel about the game that will be coming in a month's time. A month's time and a few days. And I really just gotta say that I need this game in my life, and that's about it. That's the short answer. That's the short-term answer that I have for you. As far as the long term, the long answer, I'm just gonna let you know right now, like, none of this shit is gonna be scripted. I'm gonna be going off a tangent like all throughout this video. It's not even going to be following a pattern. I'm gonna just say whatever the hell that freaking is on my mind and just let it out. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be letting it out because this demo was everything that I needed to hold me over. It was all I needed to hold me over. I played this demo like 7 to 8, 9 times thus far. And I think that's about all I need, because I don't want to exhaust myself. Hells no, that I know for a damn fact that I'm probably not going to be exhausted the second I freaking play the very beginning of Final Fantasy VII Remake once I actually get in my hands. I'm just going to let you know this now. It's not going to get tiring. It's not going to be old. It really isn't. Because every single thing about this is all that I've wanted. Just to start things off, let's just go for the very beginning here. Because it's just like, there's, in one playthrough of this demo by itself is not enough. It's just not enough. It really isn't. You will be missing so much shit if you are not literally taking your time, literally just taking all of it in and just seeing every single freaking pixel, every single model, every single polygon, every single thing, every detail of this demo, which will probably take you hours to do that, just to freaking get the nitty-gritty of what they've done to this game. What they've done in its most minute detail at the very just the very few seconds to minutes at the very start, when the camera freaking transitions to literally freaking Cloud's back as you see that gigantic ass sword with freaking materia fitting within those damn slots. In those oh so freaking highly detailed slots, will you understand what kind of game that you're going to be dealing with if you played this game, if you played the original game. I'm sorry. It's gonna be like this throughout the whole entire video. I'm just gonna let you know now. You might wanna like lower down the volume or something of that nature, because there's going to be points where I'm just going to be going off. But it's the first thing that I want to like let you know that I appreciate so much is how they stayed true to so many aspects at the very beginning of the bombing run. Just the fact that I see level 7 popping up in the first fight, just like in the original game. Every single thing has been freaking tailored, handcrafted to just be nostalgic to the soul. It's just so good. And it's not even just that, just the fact that you also see the 2 guards that would be coming out, and Barrett just freaking easily walks past them, just like in the original game. Their focus is not even on him. He's just freaking strolling along right past them, and they just make their way towards you. And I just like, what? What? Is this really a game I'm playing right now? It's in high definition. This is it. This is my reality. This isn't a dream. I'm not going to pinch myself and like wake up to find myself literally just playing Final Fantasy XIV or something, or Kingdom Hearts. I'm not gonna find myself like playing those games. No, I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy VII soon and experiencing all of these things that I have experienced all way back when, and the last time that I freaking played this game. Oh man, it's just, it's such an amazing feeling. The very second, even during my first playthrough, when I just had that controller in my hands and I had freaking Cloud in control, I could freaking move the camera. For one, I can move the camera for one. That was the one thing that got me, is the fact that I can move the camera. Oh my god. I can move the camera. I can move Look at Cloud. Look at, oh my god. I'm moving. I'm moving Cloud. Oh my god, I am moving Cloud. It's just look around the area. The fact that I can see the moisture on the ground. That I can see all of the lights, the shadow. Oh my god. The environment, the area around me, every single thing that's going on, the freaking signs, the signs of the hazard sign that they literally made for this game. It's not like the usual hazard sign that you would see in real life. It's their own hazard sign that they specifically made for Final Fantasy VII. That's something new that I had never even seen before, not even in the original game. So it's like the fact that they added that was just amazing. Oh, I also want to preference that while playing this, I never actually seen any form of gameplay other than in the trailers. I haven't seen any gameplay from E3, any freaking video on it or anything, in any other video for that matter. So I really want to literally exclaim this to you, that I do not want to see any form of spoilers of any kind, of any mechanics, of any story plot whatsoever that is brand new or old. Doesn't really matter. Even if I have experienced it in the original game, I do not want to see anything in my comment section about it. I've already had 2 people thus far that did it in one of my reaction channels, and even though I only read a couple of words from what was being said, I deemed it as a spoiler and thusly deleted it and did not try to finish the sentence whatsoever. So I really want to let you guys know that, just in case, so you are made aware that I am trying to do my very best to go into this blind, because that is what made me feel literally just awe-stricken by every single thing that I experienced in this demo. Every single thing that I have seen, fresh take of literally everything in front of me, live in my face, on my own screen, not that's being played to me in a trailer, is literally shown off real time in such high quality. I really just cannot, I really can't say enough how I feel like I'm in a dream, and at some point I'm just gonna wake up. That's really how I feel like, guys. I feel like this is my fantasy that's being made a reality, and I just don't think that it's a reality yet until I actually have the full game in my hands, like the real actual game, in my hands where I can actually play Midgar and freaking see my girl Tifa and just fantasize on exactly why on the fact that I'm literally playing my girl Tifa and I'm able to see my girl Tifa and I'm able to hear my girl Tifa. Am I saying Tifa enough for you? I don't know. Is it already enough for you on how much I am really wanting to see my girl Tifa? Is it enough? Getting back to the demo. Oh. I gotta really say that one of the very things that really got to me when it came to the presentation, the characters, the voice, the atmosphere, the music, every single thing when it came to these cutscenes. I feel like I could go for hours talking about this right now because it's just like, let's first get on to the freaking characters. Cloud. They did such a good job on fucking Cloud. Oh my god. Okay, so Cloud. Let's get on to the fact on how they did Cloud just right in this game, on how much they made him such a fucking dork. And just like him putting on such a front on the fact of him being soldier first class and so on and so forth, literally standing true to that identity that he made for himself. It's so much. The voice actor Cody, my boy Cody, dude, you're doing such an incredible job. You're doing such an amazing job right now because your line delivery is amazing. You make freaking Cloud so fucking believable. I feel as though he's actually someone in real life, and his interactions with everyone in Avalanche, freaking Barrett. Oh my god, John. Some of the new voice actors are just absolutely incredible. John Bentley. Can we please talk about your Barrett? Because your Barrett is absolutely phenomenal. I really gotta say that Barrett is this is quite possibly the best Barrett I've ever fucking heard in terms of just the full-on energy, the presence that this guy has in the very beginning of the game is just like it's so perfect. It fits so perfectly. I could literally imagine it in the freaking original game. The way on how freaking Barrett acts towards freaking Cloud, his doubts about his loyalty and so on and so forth. The fact on whether or not if he's really not with Shinra or anything of that nature, and then going off of a tangent, freaking talking so much about how the Maka reactor is taking the energy from the planet and how Shinra is just bleeding the world dry, and that he wants to do all that he can in order to freaking literally pay for their freaking sins and all that other stuff, but it's more so just for his own actual vendetta that he has against them. And it's just like the dialogue is just so fucking good. The dialogue is so fucking good. Every single fucking character. Jesse, don't even get me started about Jesse. They did such a good job for Cloud, Barrett, and they even did an amazing job for Jesse. Because good God, as much attention that they gave for freaking Barrett and Cloud, they gave so much attention to fucking Jesse. Oh my God.
Heads up, boys. The end's in sight. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck. Aw, you're choosing me over the reactor? That's sweet, but I'll wait my turn. Go blow her mind.
I have absolutely no words. I am speechless right now, and I have absolutely nothing else to say.
If it wasn't enough for the fact that now I actually do have my baby blues on her. Oh my god, I'm serious right now. I'm not even joking. But it's like, no matter what, I'm still Tifa number one. Tifa number one. But it's just like my vision is on her, and my attention is literally on her so far.
Hey! Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Oh man, they have made it so apparent on Jesse flirting with. Oh, buddy. If that wasn't a signal of any kind.
And then all of the other characters, the nervousness, the nervous sound in freaking Wedge's voice perfectly encapsulates the situation that they're in right now. The very second I heard freaking Wedge said, "We're really doing this. This is happening. We're doing this. I feel like I'm gonna be sick." His line delivery is grade A, S tier, perfect. It is I can't speak. I cannot believe that this is something that was literally made and by freaking like voice actors that apparently aren't exactly in the actual gaming industry type of like work in terms of like voice acting business. It's crazy. And how they were able to make these characters feel so alive. Fucking the interaction, the exchange between Biggs and Jesse when they were talking about Cloud, and just the fact on how we already have Jesse freaking being thirsty on Cloud. Oh my god. Even it was made so much more apparent here than it was in the original. Even though in some way, shape, or fashion, you could actually like get a little bit of some inkling of thirst from Jessie from the original when after we actually saved her and so on and so forth, she thanks you and starts to get a little bit like closer and shy and or just a little bit embarrassed whenever Cloud even talks to her, especially when we get back to the freaking seventh heaven and shit, and it's just like, oh man, we're seeing it 10 times that in the very beginning of this game, and it's just oh my god, these characters have been giving such new breath. It's just such a fresh breath of fresh air. Damn it, I can't fucking grammar correctly. It's just not enough to say that every single thing that they've done so far has literally blown everything about the original out of the water. And this is only just the first hour, the first chapter of the game. We haven't even gotten to any of the other chapters because this is a demo. Oh my god. If it isn't already enough, when it came to the characters, it comes from the music. If there's one thing when it comes to games, it will always be the music. The music will take the game everywhere. It will drive the atmosphere. And this game has done just that. The very atmosphere of this game is out of this world. It's just completely baffling on just how much this game just feels so real and so tense. I feel like I'm at the edge of my seat even though I've already played this game so many damn times. Just by listening to the music. The very second I'm hearing the Mako reactor music and just looking at the scenery, the very environment that I'm in, I can already feel my hair freaking just like literally standing up. And it's just like, this shit is real. This is actually happening. This shit is This is the real shit. This is real shit happening right now. This is what we're going through. Especially when we get to the freaking Shinra Inc., Shinra Company, Shinra Corporation, whichever name you want to use for that theme. The second you even hear that, and we see freaking Heidegger and freaking President Shinra, I don't even know how to freaking what. And when we and now that I think about it, let's get into that. New scenes. The very fact on the very thing that they're adding in Final Fantasy VII Remake to literally literally expand the lore as well as the freaking plot and just give brand new meaning of some of the things that we could not actually see in the original, or we already knew, or was already alluded to. The very fact that these eco-terrorists, or this group, Avalanche, is literally infiltrating a literal actual part of something that is keeping the city functional and is destroying the very function of that actual company. The practices that Shinra does is not right. And it's made clear literally in this demo with how they fleshed out some of the aspects of the story, where they are literally watching these guys infiltrate the actual Mako reactor and are successful in putting a bomb, and as well as destroying the very defense mechanism to protect the very Mako reactor. And so what do? They blow the ever-living shit up and pin it on them. But it's just like, this isn't something that's new. This is something that was already made aware of in the original game, with how the bomb at first wasn't even programmed to even make an explosion that big in the original game. That was something that was made clear by Jessie herself, as she was pointing out that there was a miscalculation, or whether or not if she actually miscalculated on how the bomb was going to be, how big the explosion was going to be for the bomb. Their intention was to essentially disable the actual Mako reactor, not to actually destroy the reactor itself. That big explosion, which most likely caused a lot of freaking deaths, for one, because of the collateral damage in the actual area in the original game. Guys, in the original game, when you literally see what happens after that explosion, there are cars laying all over the place that's nearby. Fucking people are running astray, literally trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. The freaking power cords are going haywire. That was something that honestly wasn't supposed to happen, for what I can imagine. They weren't, as far as the eco-terrorists is concerned, Avalanche, they weren't trying to hurt people, but all they were trying to do is to disable the machine. But here, we actually get a clear visual of this. Some people might actually think that originally that was what the bomb's purpose was supposed to be like. It was supposed to make that big explosion, but that's not really the case. It was actually a little bit of a miscalculation. But that's not true. It was staged. And it was staged by the very individuals that were literally watching them as they were infiltrating the Shinra building. And I very much appreciate the fact that they made that clear, as they gave us actual visual in a cutscene at the very end of this demo. And that just sets a tone for what we're going to be dealing with in the actual full-on game. How Shinra actually operates, and so on and so forth. This gives us an inkling of exactly how Shinra works, and this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. The perfect way of actually working out this story for some of the newcomers, because in some way, shape, or form, it's actually pretty, you would have to really dig deep, literally talk to the NPCs in the original game to really even understand what the hell was going on, and even know about the fact of how this happened. And even then, I do believe at some point you actually learn that Shinra was literally behind the scenes freaking orchestrating all of this shit anyway. So it's just like, this was par for the course. So it's just like all of these new scenes that they added is just breathing so much new life into this game, and I just love every single thing about it. Another thing that I really enjoy is the scene with freaking Cloud and Barrett literally having their exchange in the elevator. Oh man, they have made this so fucking good with just this scene right here is what I'm talking about in terms of the line delivery, because we get to see how the new voice actor really shines with Barrett here. With how before we see Barrett, when we actually first see Barrett, he is so focused. He is concentrated, focused on the objective at hand, to where he is not entirely having the mind to really like discuss anything or even talk for that matter until the time that they actually get to the meat of the actual operation, which is literally getting inside of the Mako reactor. It is not until then that we actually get words from this man. From this man who was once silent. He was once silent at the very beginning, other than the fact of when he literally called down Cloud. Other than that, he was practically silent, just grunting and freaking literally watching as things go on and the plan goes into action. But it's not until when those doors open and those doors close and we're finally in that we actually get words and things start to hit the fan. We actually get to see the one eccentric personality that this guy has within him. It's just like so good, and oh my god, it's just so damn good. I just can't with this game right now. It's so wonderful. It's so amazing. Oh, don't even get me started. I practically cried. Cried laughing as I was listening to Barrett in one part where he literally fucking sings the fanfare after one freaking fight out of nowhere. Each and every single time that you finish a battle, whether it's with Cloud or Barrett, there will be that one instance where he sings the fanfare that caught me out of nowhere, and I swear it is just so fucking good.
Nice. No fucking way. Oh my god, they did not just do that. Oh, that was so nice.
There's still so much to freaking talk about. It, like the references are everywhere. They said that in terms of canonicity, when it came to the actual Final Fantasy VII compilation, there are some aspects that they will pull and try to actually place in the game in order to make the actual story make some sense. Some aspects of the lore that will still exist in like tiny little increments, tiny little tidbits that will just be sprinkled here and there that you'll be able to pull. Not exactly something to where you'll actually like it'll be shoved in your face. And one perfect example of this was already shown at the very beginning of the game. And I didn't even realize it on my first 2 playthroughs. It wasn't until my 3rd that I started seeing something that I didn't even realize was even there.
Where the hell did he get? Wait a second. Benora White
quality apple juice? Dumb apples? What? How did I not see this the first time I played? Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Oh, the Benora white juice. Oh, and it's stick down. Oh, you got me good. You got me so good. And to make matters even worse, I even go into the freaking inventory and I didn't even think to freaking take a look at some of the stuff when it came to the actual stats and whatnot. And they gave us descriptions of the weapons and the equipment. Something I wasn't really expecting, but is actually pretty nice. And that was at that point where I just found this.
A large broadsword that has inherited the hopes of those who oh my god, that's the theme music, and that's freaking that's fucking Zach. That's fucking Zach. They know, they know, and they all right. I see how it is. Square. I see what you're trying to do to me right now. You're trying to put me in the emotions, and you're already doing a good job of it.
And yeah, that's pretty much throughout the game. Like, you can literally just, if you're not paying attention, you can literally have so many things just fly over your head. It will be like in the literal background, and you will not see it unless you're literally paying close attention to some of these things. Like, I didn't even fucking notice that there was a poster about fucking hair tonic for spiky hair.
Hair tonic, ideal scalp care for starchy, radiant, spiky hair. Is that what you be using, Cloud? Is that your secret, or are you just natural? Nah, man, Cloud's all natural.
Also, I don't know whether or not if this is actually a reference to Final Fantasy 13. It's let me just show you right here.
In elegance, is this perchance some kind of Final Fantasy 13 reference with how lightning is like a fashion model now?
Yeah, I don't know if whether or not that was like a part of like Final Fantasy 13, because it's like when I look at the actual bag, it looks like something from the actual like fashion design of Lightning when, well, you already know how she is now a fashion icon at this point now. So it's just like that kind of felt like some kind of reference of some sort, due to the very fact that Lightning's design in essence is essentially a sort of meme where she is pretty much a female Cloud and whatnot. But you get the picture. Other than that, if it is, then it's a very freaking good reference. Another thing when it comes to referencing is also the clear icicle. Freaking icicle mineral water. I really wasn't expecting to see so many freaking references just plastered all over the place. Even the Loveless poster was just like literally plastered on the wall. And if you didn't even notice it. You would just literally miss it if you really weren't like literally looking all over the place just to see all of the stuff in the first playthrough. You really would miss a great majority of this at the very start of the fucking game. It's just like literally a snap right then and there. Not only that, but there was also the fact that I even learned that the stamp nickname or stamp nickname that freaking Barrett called Cloud at the very beginning, yeah, that was actually off of the reference of the stamp, the book of stamp or something of that nature. That was literally a poster, literally one poster that was right next to the Loveless poster that had stamp, apparently a military dog of some kind that helps save the weak and so on and so forth, save their friends and whatnot, this, that, and the third. And the part where the dialogue comes in with Barrett saying, "Are you a stamp? What's wrong, Stamp? Can't bite the hand that feeds you," and so on and so forth. Some of these things will just literally catch you for a loop. You really won't expect it. Right now, I'm just waiting for freaking Barrett to call him Spiky, and we're gonna freaking go full circle. I'm literally waiting for it to happen. I'm just waiting for this guys. I'm waiting for it to fucking happen. Just wait. Oh man. So other than that, let me see here. What else? What else? Like I was saying, this game is just absolutely phenomenal on just atmosphere alone. The very atmosphere of this game is on a parallel of its own. It has absolutely nothing that it could literally nothing that it can compare itself to. Like, the only thing I can think of that in terms of the visual fidelity of this game is that of like Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War in terms of quality. Shit, what else? There's some others. Resident Evil 2 in terms of actual visual fidelity. This game is just so fucking crazy, and I haven't even gotten to the gameplay yet. In terms of actual visuals, every single thing just looks so fucking breathtaking. The lighting, the lighting and the shadows literally just fit so damn perfect. They captured everything so perfectly to a T, to where it literally makes you feel, and I am literally not going fucking like video game donkey on this shit. This literally makes you feel like you're in Midgar, and I just can't even take it, man. As much as the fact that it's not really a great thing to want to live in Midgar, trust me, like, oof. You wouldn't want to live there. But it's just like, this makes you feel like you're living in Midgar. And it's just fucking crazy, man. Just the very murky feeling. The murky feeling of it all. The dark tone, the dark atmosphere of this area, the environment, the fact that you can even see the Shinra building in the distance, the lights that are just freaking everywhere, so overabundant. It's just like, God, it's just so fucking amazing on just how freaking detailed, how expertly handcrafted they have done with just this part of the area alone, and we haven't even touched up with any of the others yet. It's just fucking insane. And the crazy aspect of it is the fact on how they actually made some of the areas that we weren't able to freaking like go to in the original game when it came to it. Like in the very original game, the first few steps, you're already going into a literal freaking loading screen of an actual transitioning screen just to get upstairs. But no, you're not doing this here. You have a full-on fucking lobby that a literal freaking train lobby, and just freaking gear lockers to lock your shit, ATM machines, fucking posters plastered everywhere. It's what? You have corridors that you actually go through. You have so many familiar areas and yet new areas that you've never even seen that actually connect from place to place just to get to the very fucking reactor that you need to fucking destroy. It's just... Ugh. I don't even know how to explain it. Oh my god. Oh my god. And... What else can I say here? What else can I say here? Other than the fact that I haven't even gotten to the gameplay, nor have I even gotten to the enemies, because you know what? Let's talk about the enemies. Let's talk about the enemies. Let's go with the enemies, because I've already gotten to the characters, but I haven't gotten to the characters when it comes to the gameplay. But we'll be starting with the enemies. The enemies, I've already said phenomenal. I've already said amazing. I've already said what's another word that I can use here? There's just so many to fucking choose. Fucking astonishing, astounding, unbelievable, freaking mind-boggling. It's just there's just so many things to talk about on how in the world I'm literally seeing these characters, these enemies, in just high definition. It's not even, they didn't even stop there. They even revamped them. The fucking soldiers look so different from what we first seen from the E3 trailer. They're so fucking vastly different from what we've ever fucking seen them in terms of their actual garbs. Their freaking shoulder pads, their helmet. They look like freaking Star Troopers, but with less white. Not only that, but the fucking guard hound, the guard dog, freaking all of the other characters that are inside of the Mako reactor, fucking shock troopers. They don't fucking look so damn blocky and crazy. They actually have they look fucking I was about to say angelic, but they look fucking agile as shit, which perfectly captures exactly their freaking design. They move so quickly. They can dodge regular attacks, and you can't fucking hit them unless you actually counter them. And that's one of the things I love about the mechanics of this game. But right now, we're still not actually getting into the mechanics. We're trying to get into the actual aspect of the appearance of these characters, of these enemies. And I think I've already explained exactly, like, to the T of exactly how I feel about them, how I think about them. The details is already there. It's already there, guys. They captured them perfectly. Fucking Scorpion Sentinel, or guard Scorpion, whichever name that you want to fucking call him, it just looks straight out of this world. And that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's literally perfect. That's all you need. And then, of course, there's all the other enemies. As far as some of the freaking turrets, it makes me... honestly, it just makes me fucking excited for what's to come. Like, the very fact that being able to see these enemies in high definition is quite possibly going to be the greatest experience in the long run. Like, seeing the enemies in the train graveyard like Eligor that we saw in the fucking trailers. Fucking seeing the enemies once we actually infiltrate Shinra on the Shinra Corporation building. Fucking the moth slasher, the Vargrid police. So many fucking enemies. So many. Even the fucking crazy looking ones after the fact that you fucking got like released, not exactly released, but you were able to release yourself from your from jail inside of the Shinra building after shit breaks loose. I can't wait to see some of the fucking ridiculous ass, kooky ass fucking enemies that we see after the fact when that happens. And not to mention talking about the bosses, as well as some of the enemies that are like rolling around like the fucking Hell House. What the fuck is that gonna look like? And not only that, like apps. What if apps? Freaking Motorball. Oh my god, don't even get me started about Motorball. And then freaking we already seen Heli Gunner in a glimpse of freaking 100 Gunner. And I know for a damn fact that Airbuster is gonna be fucking crazy. As far as I'm concerned, I have so many things to look forward to when it comes to these fights. And if it's anything like, or even more so in terms of difficulty when it came to facing the Scorpion Sentinel, I so cannot wait to fucking experience it, man. I just can't wait to fucking experience it, man. You have no idea how fulfilled I'm gonna be once I actually play it, man. You really just don't know. And don't even, like, there are so many things that are going to fucking get to me. The music, more so than anything. Fucking flower booming in the church. Freaking listening to Dear to the Heart. Listening to Let the Battles Begin was the best feeling that I ever felt in a lifetime thus far. And I fucking cried during a stream of freaking Shadowbringers.
Let me give me just a second to just listen to this, please. Oh my god. Just listen how dynamic this theme is. How fucking I can't even freaking come up with the words to explain just how amazing this song is. It's just amazing, man.
During my stream, going to shed tears, which is how beautiful this song, this music is. And that's not even a joke. Right now, I just like going through all of this, I just can't help but feel that the developers have accumulated all of the skills, all of the trial and error, every single experience, every single thing that they have gone through up until this point. Every single thing that they have learned has accumulated and has been brought to make this part of an iconic game fully 3D. It's all gone full circle, guys. Like, this is it. This is the epitome right here. Like, every single thing has essentially like, it's built up to this point. This is it. This is exactly how this was shaped into being, because it's just like the first ever 3D Final Fantasy game. And since then, they have tried their best, literally trying to emulate that same feeling in so many titles. There have been so many different titles through the year that have done so many things for people, has made an impact, an impression. Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X, and then we got into the next generation. Though the next generation was technically Final Fantasy X, but it's just like, then we really started slipping into the next generation, where they started making games where the visual fidelity was the selling point, the very thing that they were trying to grasp, but they had such a hard time trying to perfect it. They had such a hard time trying to capture what it is that they were looking for in order to make the Final Fantasy that they wanted that will beat Final Fantasy VII. But to this point, they haven't even been able to do that until the time that we've finally gone back and we're freaking dealing with Final Fantasy VII. The game that's going to most likely surpass the original. It will stand alone in its own tier. And I so can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it, I swear to you. It's going to be an amazing moment. Because everything has literally built us up to this point. It is so amazing. They have done every single thing. Every single thing that they have learned. Every single thing that they have pulled. Final Fantasy XIII with how they pulled the staggering system and placed it in this game. Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, in terms of the feeling, feels so similar when it comes to this game. But still, they made this game feel so much more different than Lightning Returns. They took so much aspiration, so much inspiration from Final Fantasy XV in terms of the literal dynamics between the characters and bantering. Every single thing when it comes to the actual dialogue delivery is fucking literally straight off the bat perfect. They have perfected their craft when it comes to the lighting of this game. They have done so much to get to this point. They have freaking brought the system to its very maximum to literally get this game to be the game that they want it to be. And I, for one, can't help but fall in love with Final Fantasy VII all over again. I really can't help but fall in love with Final Fantasy VII all over again. All the fuck over again, man. It's so fucking real. And I haven't even gotten to the gameplay. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay now, because I'm starting to I'm starting to, I don't know whether or not if you can tell, but I'm starting to feel. Anyway, moving along to the gameplay. It's just like with the gameplay. Oh my god. I love action RPGs. I love action RPGs. Fucking Kingdom Hearts. The very game that started my Final Fantasy journey. The very game that started my Final Fantasy journey, that made me play Final Fantasy VII to begin with back when I was fucking 13 to 14 years old, playing it on my fucking PSP, Yes, I played it on my PSP. It was fucking phenomenal. And then I even freaking bought an original copy for my PlayStation. Yes, I did that. I did that. And you know what? I bought the fucking digital version for the fucking PlayStation 4. I bought the digital version for the fucking Switch. I bought the fucking digital version for the stream. It's on my computer right now. And you know why? Because I fucking love Final Fantasy VII. Simple as that. That's all I gotta say about that. When it came to the mechanics of the gameplay, I've already pointed out how they pulled so many things from other video games. How they expertly pulled the staggering system and implemented it in such an amazing way, to where the feeling of literally staggering enemies, once you figure out their weaknesses, it feels so good. I don't know what other words to say. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. I don't have any other words to say about it. I can't describe exactly how amazing it feels just to literally learn how an enemy ticks and how to make that stagger bar go up so high so easily and freaking wallop them to the point where it's so easy. It's that challenge of trying to figure out how an enemy works, and once you learn how that enemy works, they're just child's play. They're absolutely child's play. One thing that actually helped me quite a bit during my first playthrough, when I was literally getting fucked up by the shock troopers, after the fact, when I finished my first game, my first playthrough of the demo, while looking at the trailer at the very end, I realized something. How Cloud, at one point in that trailer, was in his punishing mode stance, or Punisher mode stance. And he was in a particular actual position that I did not actually see. And saw that when an enemy attacked him, he counterattacked it. And I was just like, that's interesting. Because one of the things I really should have done and should have really paid attention to was the literal description of Punisher mode and what it can actually do when it came to guarding. And that was one thing that I, on my second playthrough, realized once I looked over it again and saw that Punisher mode, even though it is an all-out mode that makes you move very slow, it is a very, very good counter attack tool. Good lord, this is Devil May Cry. I really did not realize on just how they were like literally implementing a parry, essentially Royal Guard style, up in this shit, where he literally will fucking counterattack if you can perfectly time it, but he will still automatically counter even when you're holding the guard button. It's just that when you perfectly time it, you can easily stagger enemies when it comes to that, and it's just such an amazing feeling. It really is. It's just so fucking baffling on just how freaking deep the system can be once you actually learn like specific instances of things that you didn't really realize on the first playthrough. Like, for instance, the fact when it came to curing, I was just so fucking baffled on when I learned, as I was looking at the actual like inputs for literally using a potion or a cure. Yeah, when it came to the potion, you can actually do multi-use by holding L1. And I was just like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Not until I actually started looking and learning. And then not to mention just learning some of the weaknesses after playing a couple of times over and over again, how I can easily fucking deal with the freaking guard dog by using fire and then continuing my combo right after the fact. That thing easily gets staggered just like a snap. And then, of course, certain enemies will be easily defeated by freaking Punisher mode, or some can actually be defeated by Operator mode in another fashion when it came to it when you're doing the AoE technique, holding the input and so on and so forth. Not to mention, another thing that I actually learned that I didn't even notice was that when it came to the button when you hold it down in Punisher mode, you actually get a fucking buff. And that was one thing I didn't even notice until I was literally looking at freaking Cloud's health bar. I thought that that was some form of debuff that I ended up getting, but then over time, after I kept on using that held button in my combo, I noticed that the effect around Cloud wasn't just a special effect. It was an effect literally indicating that he was getting that buff. And I was just like, oh wow. I have now awoken. I have ascended. And it's like all of these freaking like caveats that you find out, all of these things that you just like find out are the very thing I love about action RPGs when it comes to it in terms of the mechanics. And it's just so fucking amazing. It feels amazing. How many times am I gonna have to say amazing in this video? I can't even right now, and this thing is literally an hour. I am not sorry. I am sorry, but I am not sorry. Let's continue. I want to talk about the animation, because another thing that they captured oh so fucking well, oh so good, oh so fucking amazing, see, I did it again, is the fact on how just astonishing, how freaking astonishing the feeling of the characters. I actually said this at the very beginning, but it's like the feeling of the characters themselves. Cloud, in terms of using that freaking oh so good Buster Sword, is just out of this world. They made the weight of literally every single movement of Cloud look like he has impact from his swings. Like, so many of his finishing strings literally has that optimum weight that makes the impact of the final attack feel so satisfying to pull off every single time that you fucking do it. Especially when you're using Braver. It just feels so good. And then, not to mention, when it came to the enemies, how you're literally freaking throwing them around, like literally, you fucking hit a soldier up in the air and finish them off mid-air with their end combo. And it just looks and feels so good when you do it. It fucking trumps Final Fantasy fucking 15 in terms of that, because of just how much that you're actually putting into the combos. Because of the fact that you're literally just smashing the fucking square button, because you very well can do that, or you can hold the square button depending on what mode you're in. You'll do either AoE or a single target attack that'll buff you up. And it's the very thing that I love. The variety is the very thing that I love when it comes to action RPGs. Every day, all day. It's my favorite genre. It will never get old. It will never get old. And then now we move to fucking Barrett. Because I never really thought that they were going to be able to make Barrett feel fun. But they did. And he feels amazing. Because it's just like the very thought of you being a character that only just shoots and like shoots weapons and so on and so forth from afar can at times not feel as satisfying when it comes to it, depending on exactly how you have the animations made. And that is par for the course for many games. Trust me, especially when it's in third person. It doesn't really matter. But it's like, and here the vibration of the controller and just looking at how Barrett is holding himself as he is literally using that weapon. The animation of when he charges for his actual freaking like charge shot, just oh god, it's just so fucking badass. It's just so fucking badass. It's so fucking good. So fucking good. It's so amazing. So good. So good. And then even when you're charging for the charge shot, every single freaking amount of like emphasis and feeling of his animation is just literally there. It feels like I'm the one that's doing it, and it's just like, I'm ready to go, son. Let's freaking get this shit. And so on and so forth. And then his abilities, as far as the focus shot, has such kick to it. It's just so good. Oh. Plus, not to mention, is it just me, or does it look like Mind Blow or something of that nature? Honestly, it just looks like it in terms of aesthetics. But as far as some of that is concerned, you never know. We may end up seeing some of these abilities as far as the limit breaks back in the game, because I don't know exactly how they plan on working it, but we have Braver as an ability, and that leads to the sort of credence that all of the limit breaks that we know may end up just being abilities and not the cinematic limit breaks that Cloud has, which was Cross Slash, that is sort of a more opportunist-like limit break ability. It's not exactly something that will be used in most fights, or any fights at all for that matter. I don't really know how it works, and I don't want to know how it works until I learn it. So please do not put anything in the comments about it. But it's just like, when it comes down to it, I love exactly how they're doing the mechanics of this game, and is quite possibly the best gameplay mechanics I have seen in a Final Fantasy game to date. As I said before, it's as if everything that has accumulated thus far has literally been like molded into this freaking game. And I just wish that they take this system and like build around it in future titles, future remakes even. It would be amazing to see a Final Fantasy VIII remake with shit like this, but it's like with Squall, you have a trigger mechanic every single time you swing. That's gonna fucking be amazing. I really want to see it now. Oh my god. But not only that, I just can't wait to see what all the other characters have in their own fucking fighting styles. Fucking Tifa, I can't wait to see how she plays. I can see that she'll be more of an actual, like, I feel like she will be like a sort of middle ground type character. One that's like quick, but is able to deal a lot of damage in pretty much a majority of hits. She is not able to deal as much damage as Cloud, but she's able to deal a good amount of damage due to the accumulated amount of damage that she deals in like a great number of punches or kicks and so on and so forth. That's how I feel that she would most likely be made in the long run, and I just really can't wait to see that being the case if that's how they're going to be playing it. It's really just going to be something I am going to full on enjoy, and I'm probably going to be freaking switching to Tifa oh so much. Oh so much. Oh so much, I swear. I swear. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to get into. Other than the gameplay, just is absolutely fucking amazing. I've already said that thus far. This game is amazing. The characters are amazing. Jesse is amazing. Cloud is amazing. Barrett is amazing. Wedge, Biggs is amazing. Everything. Music is amazing. Atmosphere is amazing. Fucking the train is amazing. The freaking trash is amazing. Actually, now that I think about it, the trash. Can we talk about the trash? Not to mention the boxes, the cones, the freaking signs, because those are amazing too. Just those things are amazing too. Now that I think about it, because I didn't even get into the majority of things, like some of the small little tidbits of banter that Jesse makes whenever you're going through the laser. I actually spent time going through the laser and hurting myself just to hear what she says. That is something that I took time to do.
She changes. Let me see here.
Pay more attention.
She asks if I'm okay, and this time, pay more attention. I wonder.
Just relax.
Okay.
Keep your cool.
Keep. Oh, hold on.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
She's laughing at me. What?
You soldiers sure can take a beating. Still kicking, I see.
Oh my god. They did not just give her so many voices.
Are you trying to get hit? You sure you were a soldier?
Oh no.
I had no idea you were such a klutz.
Oh my god. No, Square did not just do this for this character right now.
Do you have a fetish or something?
Not to mention the fact that I literally fucking took time taking a look at some of the physics of the game. The physics of this game is out of this world. How in the world does this game have physics like this? Why in the world do trash bags actually feel like they're trash bags? How do cones, traffic caution cones, feel like fucking caution cones? How do the boxes feel like actual boxes being flung around? What the fuck is this game? What am I dealing with? I don't even know anymore. All of this, every single thing that I just spoke about in a span of literally an hour and 15 minutes is something that I experience, and that can be experienced in possibly 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how fast you are and how fluent you are. But in the long run, in terms of first playthrough, could last you about maybe an hour and a half at most. All of this, every single thing. And you're telling me that I still have so much more to experience until the very end of this game? And only in Midgar? No fucking way. Did I also forget to mention that there's actually a bestiary inside the game that I also realized by accident Yeah, it was actually by accident that I actually realized that they put in a bestiary in the demo. I don't know whether or not if it's something that you will have at the very beginning of the game, whether or not if it's actually a system mechanic that you can use at the very beginning of the game, or it's something that you unlock in the full game. But it made learning aspects of the character that you wouldn't have seen in the original game, and it was at that point that I essentially broke, and it made me think on exactly the implementation of like materia, and how in essence, even though it's straight up obvious that they most likely relegated the sense materia as null and void because of how we're technically speaking able to see and see the health bar as well as the stagger bar above the enemy's name. So it's just like, it's kind of counterproductive to have sense materia, if you know what I mean. But I kind of, it makes you think on exactly how the materias are going to not exactly work, but more so what materia are we going to be getting in the game, because there are quite a good deal of materias that you are able to obtain within Final Fantasy VII. I wonder whether or not if we will be seeing many of the staple materias in the game. Like, let me see here. For instance, in terms of all the materia within the magic or the command or support and the independent, like, for example, I think in terms of the independent and the command, I feel like the majority of some of those will probably be relegated as actual abilities or skills of sorts that will fall under certain characters and so on and so forth. I feel as though like the EXP plus materia would definitely end up being a sort of ability or an item. You never really know. In terms of the magic materia, it would definitely be interesting to see a great majority of them as far as like seal or mystify, or let me see here, what other, let's see here, what other materia can we actually pull? Destruct, exit, fucking comet, freaking ultima, even master magic would actually be interesting to see at the very end of this game, considering how we're even able to get in the original game. We wouldn't be able to see it at all, but it would definitely be interesting considering how this will be a standalone game in and of itself, and how they're going to be dealing with some of the like other aspects that they are going to be pulling from the original and so on and so forth. But this game is going to be quite a game, and the fact that it's going to be releasing 2 days away from my birthday is, I feel like that in and of itself is quite possibly the greatest birthday gift to ever receive, like whatsoever in the long run. And I have no other words other than all the things I've said for the past hour and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, that's about all I have for you now. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and start editing this video and get it to upload. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna take, whether or not if I'll just throw it out there, let you guys watch an hour and fucking 30 minutes of video feed, or chop it down a little bit, try to make it look nice, probably put some clips in there, so on and so forth. have some fun. All I can say is that I've said my spiel. I said all I need to say. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and patiently wait for what's to come and accept my fate. And as far as some of the added tidbits in there, as far as like the fact on how I even got into Final Fantasy VII to begin with, and I said it before in one of the videos, as well as at the very beginning before I even went off of a tangent, just like saying all my emotions and shit, and just the fact on how way back when it came to it, just experiencing Kingdom Hearts and seeing Cloud and everyone from Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII and beyond, Final Fantasy IX and 10, and just like seeing these characters in this game with Disney characters just seemed so unreal. So the fact I was kind of interested in what they're about, and then I come to read in the journal that they actually exist in another game. So it's just like, wait, what? They actually exist somewhere else? Where in the world can I find these at? And so it's like, I then first off get Final Fantasy VII because of Cloud, and then I experience for the first time in my life something that I never thought that I was going to ever experience in the game, other than freaking Kingdom Hearts and some other games sprinkled within my childhood during the PlayStation era to the PlayStation 2 era. And it was at that point where it was just done deal. It was done deal. And now, so far, I've played Final Fantasy VII practically 8 to 9 times. I've essentially lost count, and I haven't played the original for quite some time, other than the small amount of time. A time that I had essentially for the Switch, which I still need to actually get back to, just so I can experience it in the long run before the real full Part 1 comes out. And I experience essentially the very thing that made me fall in love with Final Fantasy in essence. When it comes down to it, in terms of the story, and even though I'm pretty sure some out there may not care or anything of that nature in terms of knowing such knowledge, but to those who think that, in the long run, I only got this thing to say to you: no story is not worth hearing. That's all I got to say to that. I really can't wait to see more of what we have in store for us when it comes to this remake. I can't wait to freaking see Junon. I can't wait to see the parade for the new President Shinra. I can't wait to see the instances of the life of the other characters and to delve into their backgrounds. I can't wait to delve into more aspects of the Wutai. I can't wait to visit Cosmo Canyon and experience so many emotions that I used to experience in one particular scene. A scene I don't exactly want to talk about explicitly. I can't wait I can't wait to play this game.